Bonnie Blue is lying about bedding 1,000 men. I've done the math to prove it, so you don't have to. I think I found out a secret about Bonnie Blue, and it is more shocking than anything we've come across yet.
Bonnie Blue, an OnlyFans model and self-proclaimed adult entertainer, is under fire after claiming to have slept with a jaw-dropping 1,057 men in just 12 hours. While the internet has been buzzing with disbelief and outrage over the claim, the backlash goes far beyond mere skepticism. Allegations are now swirling that Bonnie might have fabricated her so-called achievement, raising questions about the length she'll go for fame. For those unfamiliar, Bonnie has built her brand around breaking taboos and shocking the public. This isn't her first outrageous stunt. She previously boasted about sleeping with 100 men in a single day, earning her a mix of infamy and attention. However, her latest claim has propelled her into global headlines, with many questioning whether this record-breaking feat is even remotely possible. But here's where things get interesting. Critics allege that Bonnie's shocking announcement might be nothing more than a publicity stunt designed to enrage and provoke the masses. The term for this? Rage baiting, a calculated tactic used on social media to incite strong emotional reactions like anger or frustration. By stirring the pot with controversial or exaggerated claims, creators can draw massive engagement through comments, shares, and retweets, even if their content is deceptive. And Bonnie Blue is no stranger to controversy. She has openly admitted in the past to leveraging negativity and outrage to fuel her career. Some evidence now suggests that this latest stunt might be more fiction than fact. Alleged inconsistencies in her story have surfaced, with critics accusing her of manufacturing the drama purely for financial gain. After all, in the world of social media, outrage often equals dollars. The backlash has been fierce, with many calling out Bonnie for exploiting sensitive topics and perpetuating falsehoods to maintain her relevance. But in an era where both positive and negative publicity can translate to success, Bonnie seems to have mastered the art of staying in the spotlight. No matter the cost, this scandal has reignited conversations about the manipulative nature of online content and the ethics of creators who deliberately blur the line between truth and fiction. As the internet continues to dissect Bonnie's claims, one thing is clear: she knows how to keep people talking, even if it means enraging them in the process.
Do you rage bait? Because you obviously don't care about the people that aren't subscribing to you in the way that you don't care if they think you're a predator.
Mm-hmm.
So are you trying to wind them up so that your videos get more, get seen by more people?
100%. Half the words I use is because I've seen it in the hate comments. I think I'm going to use that to promote my next video. Like, as soon as I saw the petition, I used that to promote my next OF video. The start of my OF video is a screenshot of the petition saying, hey, come and look at the videos that are trying to get me banned from Australia. So half the things I do, yes, it's marketing.
In her videos, she claims that the men lining up to participate are just ordinary husbands and regular guys. But internet sleuths have allegedly discovered that some of these men are actually professional adult actors. If true, this revelation could mean that her viral content isn't as authentic as she's led people to believe. The controversy goes deeper when you consider how this affects her image. By presenting herself as someone embraced by everyday men, she's crafted a narrative that her work is accepted and even celebrated by the general public. But if these participants are paid actors, it could signal that she's staging these encounters to sell an illusion. And while the debate rages on, one question stands out. Is this just clever marketing, or has she been intentionally misleading her audience all along?
It seems implausible, it seems rage baity. There were times when I was positive that this was a social experiment, but it is not what it seems. You see a few clips like this, like she's here with all the dads and the uncles, here they are all queuing up. But you recognise this guy, and this guy. They're this guy, and this guy. All of the men in this picture are adult actors.
Brace yourselves, because this next piece of gossip is a roller coaster. Bonnie Blue claims her parents fully support her unconventional lifestyle. But here's the twist. Rumors are swirling that the woman she calls her mother might not actually be her biological mom. Instead, she's allegedly a retired sex worker herself. This revelation has fans questioning everything Bonnie's been saying, leaving us to wonder, is this a supportive family dynamic, or is it all part of a much bigger web of lies?
Also, someone messaged me and said, this is not Bonnie Blue's actual mom. This actually used to be someone who worked in the adult entertainment industry.
In a candid interview, Bonnie revealed how her parents reacted to her career shift from a traditional office job to becoming a full-time content creator and sex worker. At first, they were shocked, viewing her work as nothing short of prostitution. But with time and patience, Bonnie educated them on her industry, and their attitudes shifted dramatically.
What was it like after cleaning up after bang?
Messy. Hundreds of condoms, boxer shorts, tops, stained bed sheets, wet bed sheets.
So even when you hear, that she slept with 158 guys in 2 weeks.
It's just part of a job and that's it.
So you don't have any kind of, emotional response to it?
At first I did, but not anymore.
Bonnie, when you told your parents what you do, how did that conversation go?
I actually didn't tell them a video got leaked. I would have always told them. I'd only just started, so I wasn't ready to explain why I've chose to do this job.
I was gutted at first, I really was. It was shock, but it was just a shock 'cause it's something I never thought she would do.
What has Bonnie achieved doing it in your eyes?
Well, where are you going next month?
Yeah, we're going on a really nice holiday.
So her making all that money, how has it affected you?
We've had nice holidays and nice gifts, but that doesn't bother me. She's happy, so I'm happy because she's happy. If she wasn't happy, but she's happy, she's safe, making lots of money.
Now, she describes her parents as fully supportive, even crediting her career for completely transforming their lives. Financial worries are a thing of the past. They enjoy lavish holidays, are mortgage-free, and no longer need traditional jobs. In fact, Bonnie's mom is part of her team, helping with everything from holding the camera to managing appointments and even assisting with marketing. But here's where things take a surprising turn. While Bonnie's story sounds empowering, some are questioning how much of it is true. One man who participated in her highly publicized 1,000 Men marathon has stepped forward, claiming his experience wasn't what he expected. His allegations hint at inconsistencies in Bonnie's narrative, leaving fans to wonder, is there more to this story than meets the eye?
The man who was allegedly at Bonnie Blue's 1,000 Men experience has given an insight into what went down. He's even provided photos of the aftermath, which of course I'm going to show you, but jump scare and trigger warning, if you're eating or drinking right now, please scroll. So according to this man, who is an out-of-work security guard, went to this experience so that he could film content for his TikTok and make money from it. So please take this all with a pinch of salt. This is the room where it was all happening. Apparently she was on these beds here, just like going at it. There were loads of men in the room all at one time. It was just like a huge free-for-all. And there were men queuing from this room down the stairs and onto the street. All of the men were given a blue balaclava on entering so they could all be masked, which kind of makes sense, but also at the same time makes knowing how many men there actually were very questionable. He, for example, said he did not sleep with her. He said he was led to believe it was a one-on-one. It very much wasn't that, and he was shy and just didn't feel comfortable in this. Apparently there were people checking IDs on the door, but were they also checking STD tests? And like, how could you be 100% sure? The men would come in, take off their clothes, stand in their boxer shorts in a big line, and then whip them off at the door, go in, do the deed, leave. In the room with her, there were fluffers, which is how they were prepared for the occasion when they got to her. I still don't believe it.
Did this controversial, record-breaking moment just get debunked? People online are buzzing about whether the shocking claims of one woman's alleged encounter with 1057 men in 12 hours are even remotely true. But now, a deeper dive into the details has raised some serious doubts about the credibility of her story, and it's not looking good for her record. Here's the kicker. One man reportedly entered the room but didn't engage with her. If this guy was included in the count, then the number she's bragging about might already be exaggerated. And that's just one example. There's speculation that other men may have also gone inside just to look but didn't participate. This raises a critical question. How many men actually engaged with her versus just being tallied at the entrance? What's more, the math is blowing people's minds. Accommodating 157 men in just 12 hours means each person would have had only 41 seconds of interaction. Let's be real. Does that even qualify as, the act? This discrepancy has left many questioning the authenticity of her claims, especially since the logistics seem downright impossible. From skepticism to outright disgust, the internet has been debating this viral story with people demanding answers. Is this all a stunt, or did her so-called record-breaking activity just fall apart under scrutiny? The details are murky, but one thing is for sure. This story has everyone talking.
I just wanted to point out, this is what 1,000 people looks like. That woman did not sleep with over 1,000 men in 12 hours. And I'm not sure what's happened to society, that not only are women out here literally sleeping with 100 men in a day, but they're now out here pretending they've slept with 1,000. Just what are we achieving by this? Apart from making everyone deeply concerned.
Daily Mail recently reported on a wild and controversial event that's turning heads online. Bonnie Blue, an OnlyFans star whose real name is Tia Binger, claimed she broke a jaw-dropping world record by having intimate encounters with 857 men in just 12 hours. The claim allegedly surpassed the previous record set by adult film actress Lisa Sparks, who famously had encounters with 919 men over 24 hours back in 2004. However, what really has people talking is the bizarre and chaotic details from someone who says they were there. Ali Walker, a 42-year-old man who described himself as shy, shared a disturbing account of what went down during the event. Speaking exclusively to Mail Online, Walker explained that he was under the impression it would be a one-on-one experience, but the reality was far from what he expected. It was the most surreal experience of my life, 100%, he said, adding that he initially believed participants would have private sessions with Bonnie. Instead, Walker arrived to find a free-for-all situation that he described as deeply unsettling. There were around 30 or 40 guys around her at any one time, all taking turns. She was surrounded by men. I'm quite shy and had never been involved in anything like that, so I didn't join in. According to Walker, participants lined up in boxer shorts, their faces hidden behind bank robber-style masks as they awaited their turn. The chaotic atmosphere and overwhelming number of people made him decide to leave without participating. Bonnie herself seemed unbothered by the controversy. She took to social media to boast about the event and her new record, claiming she achieved her goal despite criticism. Her post sparked a wave of reactions online, with some viewers horrified and others questioning the legitimacy of her claim. The spectacle has left many asking, is this the kind of record anyone should be striving for? The polarizing story has divided opinions, with debates swirling about boundaries, ethics, and the commodification of intimacy in the digital age. One thing is certain, this shocking claim has cemented Bonnie Blue's place in the realm of controversial internet fame.
When you started OnlyFans, was it just like underwear pics?
No, you have to be interested for that. So I went from 0 to 100 very quickly.
You went
overnight.
straight to...
Then in November last year, there's something in Australia called schoolies.
Okay.
So it's fresh 18-year-olds. They've just finished school. They go partying.
Right.
To be fair, they came to me. They was like, come into the location I lived at. So I was like, I'm going to open my door to them.
Of course.
Over time, her success has transformed their lives. No more mortgages, no financial worries, and even luxurious vacations funded by her earnings. Her mom now works for her, managing appointments, handing out marketing materials, and even distributing condoms to students.
Have like a little bit of a convo with them when they come in, or do you just straight to it?
Bless them, they're so nervous.
Yeah, I can imagine.
They're holding their ID up, they're shaking, they're trying to sign the consent forms. It's looking like I'm literally holding them like to their will. But I can understand why they'd be nervous.
100%.
They don't know me. They've just queued up for hours on end. All they know is that I'm videoing it and they don't know what to expect.
In a candid interview with the Daily Mail, she addressed accusations of predatory behavior with a fiery defense. I'm not a predator, she said, pointing out that 18-year-olds can serve in the army, drive, drink, and even decide their careers. If they want to use their own bodies to sleep with me, that's their decision, she added. Blue didn't stop there, doubling down on the double standards she believes society holds.
Do you want kids?
I think so in the future, yeah.
Are you going to tell them what you do? Are you going to, or did... Are you going to find out?
I'll tell them.
Okay.
Like, obviously, everything's online.
Yeah.
They'd find out regardless.
Right.
And I just think they'll be brought up, and it's becoming less and less taboo anyway.
That's
like, OnlyFans a few years ago was like, if you do that, like, you are a prostitute.
Yeah.
Whereas now, like, everyone's a lot more open to it.
We say 18-year-olds don't know better. But if they commit a crime, the first thing we say is that they're an adult and should know better. As if that wasn't enough to spark outrage, Blue has also drawn heavy criticism for openly admitting she sleeps with married men and feeling no guilt about it. If the wife isn't interested in intimacy, the men are going to cheat whether you like it or not, she explained, referencing what she claims are statistical truths. They deserve to enjoy sex. It's a natural instinct. If they're not with me, they'll find someone else at the office or the gym. For Blue, these encounters are purely transactional. There's no intimacy. I can't even remember their faces by the end of the night, she confessed. I'm just a girl that sleeps around, and their husbands mean nothing to me. These comments have ignited fierce debates online, with many calling her actions destructive and harmful. Yet Blue remains unbothered, standing firm in her unapologetic narrative.
Do you get a lot of hate comments on your stuff?
Oh, loads.
Really? Does it affect you or not
no,
really?
because like
loads of it is like not relevant. It's always middle-aged women that have either probably, they know their partner would like to cheat with me.
Yeah.
And that's not really my problem.
No,
It's a them problem. It's a you problem.
It's a story that will leave you questioning everything about societal values and personal boundaries. A recent event has sparked outrage and disbelief. A woman allegedly hosted a gathering of over 1,000 men to exploit her own body, with her mother's involvement no less. Let's unpack the layers of controversy, accountability, and cultural impact this disturbing situation has stirred up.
Can I ask you how much you've made in like a year off OnlyFans?
So this year it's already been over 3 million.
Hell.
First, let's talk about the shocking attendance. Over 1,000 men willingly showed up for this exploitative event. 1,000, this isn't just about one woman's controversial actions, it's a glaring reflection of our society's deeper issues. How have we reached a point where such behavior is normalized, or worse, encouraged? The willingness of so many participants to engage highlights how exploitation is dressed up as entertainment, perpetuating a culture that thrives on objectification. But let's not lose sight of the key player in this story, the woman herself.
This job benefits everyone in my family.
Yeah.
Including her. It's like a family business at this point.
No, it actually is.
Yeah, like it was funny because obviously I don't live here, so I don't see my family that often.
Yeah.
And I came down a few weeks ago.
The responsibility for orchestrating this event rests squarely on her shoulders. She planned it, promoted it, and essentially turned herself into a spectacle. It's hard not to wonder, what kind of self-esteem or self-worth drives someone to invite strangers into such a demeaning situation? And here's where it gets even more unsettling. Her mother, the one person you'd expect to guide, protect, and stand against such exploitation, was allegedly involved in organizing the entire thing. Yes, you heard that right. Her own mother. Instead of being a source of support, she became an enabler, directly contributing to the objectification of her daughter. What kind of parent does that? This isn't an isolated event either. It's part of a growing cultural trend fueled by social media and media platforms that reduce women to mere objects. The normalization of these behaviors doesn't just harm individuals, it feeds into a much larger societal issue of exploitation and dehumanization. As disturbing as this story is, it's also like a moment for reflection. How do we, as a society, contribute to these situations, either directly or indirectly? And what should be done to break this vicious cycle of objectification and exploitation? Now, I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this situation? Is this a sign of deeper societal decay? Or do you think there's more to the story? Let me know in the comments below because this conversation is far from over.